So it's time to start work on the VVTI engine. And here it is. It's been here for a little while. After I bought it, just haven't had time to work on it at all. But today is the day where I start. I got a little bit of space in my garage as my GT86 is with the MPS engineering. They had borrowed it for Reisbrennen, and they are fixing up the last steering issue with a computer box, with a CAN bus computer box or something like this. Anyways, this is the beast, and I will start to take off everything what I don't need, gearbox and all that stuff, and then I'll start to service the engine, change the oil pan, and some what do you call? There's a little bit of oil spills going on. I have to find out where that came from and replace some seals, and yeah, new crank dampener and a new oil pan that is a rear oil pan instead of a front. So there's quite some work. Try to fit the new manifold and turbo, measure up how does it all look and fit. Yeah, so that's it. Let's get going. Got the gearbox off and moving on to taking off the torque converter and getting the beast in the engine stand. Torque converter is off. That's the first time I taken off a torque converter, so I had to go to the internet and just find out that on the back side here there's a rubber plug. When you take that out, you can reach those 6 bolts from the back side that are inside the torque converter. So yeah, you know, I mean, I am a newbie. This is my first major build, so I have to learn as I go. But yeah, so far so good. So flywheel off. I did just put the plates back on and the bolts to not lose them. I inspected the seal. Everything looks good, but I am definitely just changing it. I'm just buying a new seal and I will change the seal. And I'm also not so happy about there's a lot of oil deposits in here. Now what went wrong, I'm not sure. It should be a sealed unit in here, so if there's oil, that means that we have a leak somewhere in here, which is gonna be really bad for me running a clutch. Now for an automatic gearbox, it's well not that big an issue if it's just a little bit of oil, because there's no clutch plates in here. But for me running a manual gearbox, it will be a big issue. Anyways, I have to take the middle oil pan and the lower oil pan. I have to take all of that off to put the new ones on. So I will be resealing all of this, and I'm hoping that the oil leak is somewhere around here. So finally I got it off the crane and onto the engine stand. Oh, it was so bullshit. Had to find bolts that were long enough, because the bolts that go in the gearbox, they are not long enough. And I had 4 other bolts from subframe from the GT86. They were 2 of them are long enough and 2 of them were too long, so I had to shorten those off and blah blah to get it all on. But now it's on there, and I can now begin to disassemble all the stuff that we don't need, get it cleaned up a little bit. I definitely got some oil leakage going on here and there. Got me a little bit worried. There's a lot of oil in here. I don't know if they had problems when they were filling on oil or whatever happened. I also have some, where was it? I can't see it now, but it's also kind of moist here from oil, which I'm also worried about a little bit. But I am going to turn the engine around now, and I'm going to take the oil pan off just to have a look how does stuff look down there. If there's any funky business going on, then I will return the engine and I will get a new one. That I was promised by the guy that I bought the engine, that this should have been a working driving car, directly drove into the shop where they took the engine out, no issues. So if the oil pan inside doesn't look good, I'm definitely going for a refund. So I got the oil pan off and I have inspected stuff down here. There are some small I don't know what you would call it, some small pieces in the oil pan kind of stuck to the bottom, but they are not magnetic. So I think the engine is good, and yeah, we will see. If it blows up, it's not good. If it holds up, it's good. That's how it is. So I'm gonna continue my building. It's it's not as easy as it may seem. You definitely have to take off a lot of stuff to get this exhaust manifold off the original twin turbo setup. There was a lot of stuff up here that had to come off, all of it, and yeah, to get to the bolts and stuff like this. But yeah, I'm doing okay. Finally, the stock twins are off. Now to remove some of all of the other items and stuff and pipes and this and that that is not needed, and then I'm gonna clean the whole thing, and I think that's gonna be it for today. That's enough. So if anyone is looking for a nice and working stock twin turbo setup for 2J, then I have one, if not sold by the time this video comes out. So yeah, that's it. So more parts coming off. I just removed the cover that is here and removed all the coil packs and stuff. Every single coil pack, every single connection, every single plug, something broke off. All of it was so brittle. I'm gonna vacuum clean everything now. Then I'm gonna take the whole engine outside and I'm gonna pressure wash all of it. Put some degreaser on everything and then pressure wash the whole thing with hot water and let it sit until tomorrow. It's nice and dry. Then, yeah, then it's gonna be clean and good, and yeah, then we're gonna move on. Yeah, a little more work done on the engine. Got some of all that stuff off. Now I'm at putting off the intake and getting all the wires off, and then I will be painting because it's gonna be good weather the next couple of days, so it can stand outside and dry good. It's crazy how clean it already starting to look, everything with all of that off. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's gonna be great. And even more crap off. So now it's starting to look the part. Little thingy. The little beast. Yeah, it's much better now. I like it much better like this. But yeah. So more work. I'm not finished. I sandblasted the iron part of the engine with a cheap sandblasting tool that I bought, like 35 euros. You could just put sand on the top and then blast it. It made a hell of a mess outside, but anyways, it got all the shit off. And now I'm just painting it. Done on the back side. I don't know, you can see, but just painted it so that it's nice and black and doesn't rust. That's all I'm going for. Just no more rust, that is. So all done. Sprayed with heat resistance black spray up to 800 degrees. So yeah. Now I'm gonna let that dry a couple of days and relax the weekend over, and then I'm gonna start at the bottom end, I think. So the paint has dried. I'm now ready to take off the rear part of the engine and start to work on changing the bolts for the conrods and looking at the bearings, taking a look at them also, and changing my oil pump and sorting out a new belt and all of that stuff. So yeah, let's begin. The first part is off. Well, the little oil pan. Now this needs to come off, and I'm just making a little video also to show myself later how everything sits. so that I don't forget it. Yeah. Yep. And the whole pan is off. Was really easy. There's some nice points where you can get a screwdriver and just unlock it. And I mean, this was really, really nice. I've removed all of the old gasket and stuff, and I'm ready to, where is it? I'm ready to take off the oil pump, but I gotta go look a little bit of some videos on how exactly they move this, remove this, yeah, this sprocket or whatever you call it, just so that I do it the right way. Yeah, you can see here all the old gasket shit. So now I'm gonna put it to sleep for tonight. It's about 8 o'clock, I think. Yeah, 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna go exercise 1 hour and then go up and get some food, look a little videos on how to remove that, and then continue tomorrow. So I started to check the bearings. They look absolutely fantastic. You can look here. Look like brand new. It's amazing for an engine that's run 100,000 kilometers or something like this. They just look so beautiful. So that's great. Hopefully they all will be like that. Then I don't have any issues. If any of them are bad, if then it's only the bearings, I will change them all, including the main bearings and the truss bearings here. If the crankshaft has damage, then the engine goes back to the guy that I bought it from, because he promised me it would be a good engine. But I don't think so. It really, really looks good, everything. So yeah, hopefully this is a good little engine. Yep, everything looks good. So I'm continuing putting in the new bolts from ARP instead of the old ones, and I'm checking all the caps as I said before, but everything looks really good. So yeah, I'm happy. Good engine. New Powerhouse Racing upgraded oil pump. You can't really see the difference, but they do some stuff to it. I'm not exactly sure what, but it should have better flow and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get it off and get it changed. And I just realized that in my new pump, these two O-rings were not in the box. I mean, I don't even know how much it is that I pay for that pump, but why wouldn't you just include those in the box? You know, that is, I mean, yeah, I don't know why it is like this in the world we live in today, but wouldn't it be nice if they could have put in these 2-cent oil rings in the box? That's what you need, you know, when you change your oil pump. Also, this seal is what you need. Now I ordered this because I knew I needed it, but I didn't know that I needed these two oil rings. But I mean, when you buy a new oil pump, the seal and the oil rings should be in the box. That's easy. Charge €1 more if that is the problem. But I just don't know why it is like this today, everything. Okay, well, I got some oil rings myself, and I'll see if some of mine they fit. So yeah, on with it. So got everything cleaned up and wiped down. O-rings out, and it's actually ready to receive the new oil pump. Just gotta find some O-rings that fit, and yeah, then we should be ready to put on the pump. Looked at the manual, applied the goo. I'm a little bit skeptical about these O-rings holding the pressure, so I applied a little bit around them also. Maybe that's wrong. I don't care. I'm just gonna be sure, you know. And yeah, it's not so easy exactly to know how much to put on, especially when it's your first time. But yeah, I will see how much comes out. If this is a little bit too much, I will put a little bit less on the next one, which will be the water pump. But at least this should be okay, I think. So yeah, let's get it on there, man. It looks actually like it was just exactly perfect, which makes me happy for my first time. You know, just a little bit of liquid gasket or whatever you call it comes out everywhere, and that's then perfect, you know. Then that means that I didn't put too little on it, and also that I didn't put too much, so it should be pretty good. So moving on to the next step, I think that's gonna be the water pump. So water pump on, and I don't even know what it's called in English, the wheel and everything ready. So now I'm gonna put the new seal in here, and then I think I'm gonna put on the timing belt and all of that good stuff, and then I'm gonna finish off by putting the new bottom on, and we should be good. Our progress, I got the timing belt on and the tensioner pulley and the tensioner, whatever thing is called, and everything lined up. I spinned it several times and all the marks line up, you can see. So it's good. So that means that I can put the rest of the stuff here in the front together, and at least that is then all complete. So I think that's gonna be it for today. So it's time to put on a crank dampener on the engine. Almost finished with it, and yeah, I do that on all my all my engines. Well, I don't have that many, but on any engine that I would work on, I would put on an crank dampener. Just I don't know why wouldn't you? You know, it takes all the vibrations out of everything, and you know, that's the same philosophy as me. I'm not doing solid mounts on anything because the vibrations will destroy everything. That's kind of the same thing here, you know. So smooth everything and you won't have any problems, hopefully. Got the crank dampener on, the pulley for the water pump, the auxiliary belt pulley tightener, I don't even know what it's called, doesn't matter. Anyways, bunch of plastic and stuff. So yeah, spark plugs in. So yeah, it's almost ready. I think I'm just gonna put the two lower oil pans on now, and then I am pretty much finished with the engine for now. So here's the new oil middle oil pan, or what, I don't even know what's called, but anyways, that's different than the other one. The other one has a front oil pan and this one has a rear, and this will allow me to put in the engine and clear the steering rack. So yeah, so I cleaned up all the bolts. Some of them are inside bolts and some of them are outside bolts, because they rather sit on the outside of the engine or inside. Now the inside bolts are all very clean and nice. The outside bolts are all dirty and have debris on them. Even though I cleaned them, I don't want those bolts going in the engine and having the engine work on them over time as a parts cleaner. There might be some stuff coming off and stuff like that, so that's why I did that. Yeah, I just test fitted the pan. Wow, and everything looks really good. So now I think I'm gonna stop for today. It's 8 o'clock, and then continue tomorrow. Yeah, I think I forgot to make a video. Anyways, the engine is finished. The only thing I need to do is change the rear main seal, or what you call it. That I will do once it comes off the jig. But other than that, the engine is finished with the new rear sump conversion and everything. So it's actually ready to go in. Yeah, as you know, I'm just working on getting the engine out of the BMW right now. And yeah, then we should be ready to go. Waiting for some mounts, for engine mounts and gearbox mounts also from America. I think it will be coming in a week or two also.